Mm. About to get started in just a second. To all those who in the chat, so just give me a minute. All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, man? It's your boy, No Miss J. How's everybody doing in the chat? If you're in the chat, make yourself known. We about to get into it. As y'all know, I put a video out earlier for Victory Monday. Just a quick review. It's like the first video I think I made in months. So I just wanted to get more deeper into the game we just had. Excuse all this mess up here. And we finna get into it, man, because that game was something crazy and expected. You know what I'm saying? I figured we would beat the Bears. It's a few of us from DVE that expected it. Guys like myself, Man Beast, and a couple other people like Dante. We expected to low key beat them. Um, and let's be honest, a lot of us wanted us to win. So nobody wants the Lions to be a loser or a losing franchise. No real Lions fan wants to see them lose. Okay, even if you want to get the high draft pick, hey, I still rather win and get better. And under Daryl Bevel, is seen to be that case. First things first, I want to congratulate Mr. Daryl Bevel for getting his first victory as an interim head coach. This is basically an evaluation. Pretty much, it's an evaluation, man, because the head coach and GM spot has been real delicate lately for the Lions. You see what's been happening with this team over the last couple of years now, specifically this season. Firing Matt Patricia, and Bevel taking over the team. I think that was the right call due to the fact that we would go out there and offensively put up 34 points. This is an offense, first of all, even healthy or not, has averaged about 21 to 22 points or so, even on a worst day. I'm talking with Stafford turning the ball over, not really running the football properly, et cetera, et cetera. We still come out with 22 points or so. So to them to go out there and put up 34 points against one of the better defenses that they faced all year in the divisional rival that we haven't beat for the last 5 games. And if you didn't pay attention, this game really did mirror game one. This game really did mirror game one, man. If you really think about it, it really did, because the Bears essentially didn't do what we did. They didn't do this. They did the same thing we did. They didn't stick to the run game. When it was 2 minutes left on that clock, they had an opportunity to run that football before that strip sack happened. All they had to do was keep running the football. They probably could have got down the field goal range, kicked the field goal, made life a lot harder for the Lions to try to come back if we could have came back with a minute left on the clock. Instead, they got greedy. They tried to throw the football, and Romeo Okwara wasn't having that shit. First and foremost, shout out to Romeo Okwara for pushing that big dude. Arguably, I could see a situation where a flag should have been drawn in favor of us, because that guy was struggling with all his life to keep a Okwara away from the quarterback, and Okwara was just not having it, man. Stripped that ball out of his hand. Lions found a way to recover. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you want to see. But even bigger than that, not only did we score off the turnover, the Lions go out there and make another defensive stand. Arguably the weakest unit on the team goes out there and make not one, but two key defensive stands in the last 2 minutes of the game when it's most important. That's exactly what you want to see, considering that we were one of the worst defenses in the league. It's an uplifting thing to see. So it's not to mention the adjustments they made in the second half. The first half, Bears were really shredding through his defense. The first half, a lot of people say majority of the whole game. I think certain things were suspect because you had a lot of missed tackles from the linebackers, specifically Collins. But you had a lot of missed tackles. However, the second half there was adjustments made. The tackling still was poor from overall, but you've seen a little bit increased production for our tackles overall. So that was good to see. But the key was they brought pressure. It was stated during the beginning of the second half when they were having their first drive in the third quarter because they received the kickoff in the first half. So we got the ball, we didn't score. When they were out there, I hear the analysts stating that what Corey Underland did want was to bring more pressure because the coverages that they were doing in the first half wasn't quite getting the job done. So they came out and said, "Hey, we're going to bring pressure, and we're going to try to make this quarterback use his brain to find a way to get himself out the jams." And at times, Trubisky made plays, but when it really mattered the most, Lions had him sniffed out pretty much. And this is a Lions defense that was missing Danny Shelton. This is a Lions defense that was missing several people, man. Danny Shelton, obviously Trey Flowers, you like to have him out there, and Austin Bryant, who could be a help. No, just a lot of our gadgets, but specifically Shelton up that middle, man. You want your top defensive lineman there available, especially when you're going against a tough football player in David Montgomery. Yes, the Bears' run game hasn't really been that good this year. I believe, if I'm correct, they're dead last. But I don't always go by rankings. I go by matchups. And when you put up a bad defense against a bad offense that has a power back like David Montgomery who can see the holes and get through them, chances are the offense is usually going to win that battle. But the Lions fought back. The Lions, like I said, in the second half, they were getting at the Montgomery real hard. They were making solo tackles against them. They were stopping the run. They were sniffing out little screen passes that would normally get us. Those are things I noticed that I was seeing. And hey, what's up, Element bros? What's up? What's going on? How you doing? Thanks for coming. Uh, yeah, so they were going out there making adjustments, and it was actually worth seeing. I'm like, wow, they put Tavai back in the mic, and that was good. And they just did collective things, man. Uh, it was just it was a crazy game. In my feeling, it almost had game of the week type of feel to me because you want to see a hard nosed divisional battle like that, man. It come down to the wire, come down to some major plays, and I mean the fact of the matter that we fire the head coach and then somebody goes out there and uses his defense essentially better than him. That's sad. I'm talking all kind of dog doodle rubbed in his face for that one, man. Like Smith. Yeah, I know, right? Man, Alex Smith looked like a Super Bowl champion out there. Gave him his highest passing yardage game we ain't seen since Chiefs when he was with them. Like, good lord. But yeah, man. So the Lions took care of business. Adrian Peterson had himself a decent game too, man. Running the ball, almost felt somewhat close to game one. Not probably as much on yardage, but just his availability, getting the tough yards, man. It was a pound for pound game. Wait, he just did what? He beat the Steelers. Please tell me you. Please tell me you kidding. Oh my God, are you serious? The Steelers fell for that trap game. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Dang. Hey, Washington is a young team overall, man. That boy Antonio Gibson. Hey, they got a young team, man. They got some studs. You got them two receivers, specifically McLaurin, and then you got Antonio Gibson, who had a very hot game the last time I seen him play, which was Thanksgiving, man. They got some young players, and that defense is young. When they start putting it together, man, they gonna be a force to deal with. Yeah, what I'm saying. That's a game I'm quite sure a lot of people lost money on, but yeah, man. Back to the Lions, though. I gotta say, Bevel. I'm not gonna say they coached up our game. I just think for what we had to work with on offense, considering that we didn't have guys at DeAndre Swift, of course, and you didn't use on Johnson, you still did the necessary. You took shots downfield, and what I'm saying, you did the necessary things on offense to try to create something. That's what I want to see. And by the way, when I look at the three touchdown passes from Matthew Stafford, the one to me that I feel was my favorite pass of that one was the one to Jesse James. Jesse James, hey, that remains to be seen. We got to see more film on what he does as the interim head coach, where we just officiate him as the hire. You don't want to just go overboard with things. So I feel where you're coming from. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later in the stream. Just bear with me. So my thing is the one that we threw Jesse James, the touchdown pass, man. That was my favorite one because I mean, how many times have the Lions been so nice to defenses, man? How long have we seen the Lions be too nice to defenses where when they put a tight end in a situation, they usually put the tight end in a situation where he's heavily covered or they don't run him across and take advantage of the bad coverage. You had Jalen Johnson, if I'm correct, who was covering Jesse James in red zone and couldn't do nothing with him. And it's because Jesse James is a lot bigger, a lot stronger, couldn't cover him. So Stafford was able to take advantage. That was my favorite touchdown. I know a lot of people may say that one of the Cephas was a really good play, which it was. But to me, it was the one for Jesse James because you got to get a quick strike touchdown right there, taking advantage of the coverage and putting pressure on their corners. That's exactly what we've been asking for years now. Since we're to put the tight ends in positions where they can be effective and stress the coverage of the defense, you know what I'm saying, and make mismatches happen. That's what we've been wanting to see from them. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Because it don't get no easier after this, man. You got to understand, you got Green Bay. That offense is something to deal with. The secondary of ours is hurt. You got to be careful, man. Start with the height. We got to be, excuse me, a little bit careful with the height. Because you don't want to go in there assuming because we beat the Bears and then go in there and get spanked by Green Bay. And then, you know what I'm saying, you don't want anybody to have a bounce back game against us. So with Green Bay, they off a couple of hot victories. You don't want to go in there over cocky. Yeah, the whole Airbnb. Like man, we'll see. I know the two hottest candidates for the Lions are literally Airbnb and Robert Saleh for 49ers. A lot of people want Robert over Airbnb. I kind of understand why, based off what he's done with that defense. And with him, you would just be coming in here as changing up a major weakness. And potentially, 50-50 chance you'll keep Bevel if Bevel can, now that Patricia's not there, can actually run the offense the way he wants to, picking off from where he might be doing now. That will be the idea. But, at the end of the day, he may want his own staff. Now, since I'm going to just go ahead and jump into this part of it, and then I'm going to pick it back to the game. Since I know y'all obviously interested in the head coaching talks. When it comes to the head coaching situation, let's say in a picture, in a weird way, that Chalet don't want to come here and Airbnb wants to go to Houston, where I'm predicting that he might go. Let's say that's the case. What I believe is the Lions should just go ahead and I know this is a wild statement, but I'm willing to give Daryl Bevel the chance to be the head coach, depending on what he does in the next few games along with that. Because if he puts up, yeah, I feel you. I hope they do that, man, because it's about time we get a young quarterback to develop behind Matthew Stafford. And you're going to have to go in the first round to get one. And like I said, man, um, but let's say Daryl Bevel was the head coach. He finds his own coordinator that he can control his offense for us and pick up where he left off initially last year. And I guess you could say yesterday's game. Um, the idea is, to me, I would go with it due to what he has done. He's increased the morale of the locker room, especially after last night's victory. The morale in the locker room has increased. They're happy again, and now they won a big divisional game against a team that they haven't beaten 5 games, the last 5 matchups. So the morale is there, and he's a big cause of it now. You could argue, say most of the morale came from the fact that they fired Matt Patricia and Brun Daryl Bevel, who was like just the guy that was like a uh, uh, you know, the what do they call that when Who do they call that when you when you dating somebody and you break up with this person that she get picked up by some other dude and it was rebound, off the rebound. You could say that was a situation, but the fact that he won a game in his first game interim as a head coach, that kind of like now shifts the morale control in his favor. So if in a weird way, you may have to come down to the players on what they want as the head coach. If they want to deal with Bevel, we may have to deal with Bevel as the head coach, regardless of who we want as the fans. You know what I'm saying? Because if they feel like they're comfortable on the Bevel and Underland as running the offense and defense or whatever, or just the team in general, then I mean that's what we may end up putting up with. That's why I want us not well, I should say a lot of people out here not to make the same mistake like they did last time we was hiring a head coach and put all their chips in one basket. Don't get overcaught in Bieniemy and don't get overcaught in Schley either. You know, I like both those candidates for what they can bring to this team, especially compared to the last guy. I don't want us getting overcaught, man. We have to evaluate every candidate out there that's possible that we could be linked to because you don't want to get yourselves putting all your eggs in one basket. And then that's how we get caught up. Like I said, at this point, I'll take either one of them, man. Like for real, at this point, I'll take either one of them, man, because we want to make sure we get the best guy to run this organization, man. Lead us to some wins. You know what I'm saying? I had a long day at work, man. So you want the best guy for the job, man. That's what we need right now. We need the best man for the job. You know, go out there and lead this team and build for the future of this team, man, so we can start winning some football games around here in Detroit. I mean, that's essentially what we need, man. Like when I look at this team, we just need a leader. You know what I'm saying? That can increase the morale and make the players want to play for them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see in this head coach. And at the end of the day, I work in the security industry. I do a lot of work for security. I also clean as well. So that's my line of work. So yeah, so I just I get home kind of late sometimes, man. But it is what it is. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I had to come home, go live, man, because I was considering quitting. Like I said, I was considering quitting YouTube, but so I'm gonna tough it out some more, man, because I didn't always feel like the most supportive person on this platform, and it's been rough. But other than that, I appreciate the guy, people who still rock with me, man. So without a doubt, and that's why I came and did this today too. I really wanted to talk about this game and get some stuff that how I felt about it. But I can get into some grades too, real quick about the game last night. I want to get into some grades. For the first half, I'm gonna start with the first half of the game. Lions defense, I'm just gonna keep real just because what they end up doing the second half. So I'm gonna be a little lenient because I expected the Bears to kind of come out on fire against us. So I can't really kill them for something I expected them to kind of do. The Lions defense, I'm just gonna give it a fair D. I think that's the point, because I expected it, and it was not fair to give them a complete F or try to be nice and give them a C. I think a D is fair for what they did. They did allow too many points to come up at first, but in the offense kind of came back, which I'm gonna turn to the offense. Offensively, I'm gonna say the Lions. I'll give them a high. I want to say C plus, going almost to like a B minus territory, just because we did score points in the first half, and we stayed in the game. And once now, if you transition to the second half of the game, offensively, to me, I feel like what get them to a B plus with me, and I'm not gonna give them a full A because it's you can say I'm being petty on certain reasons why I'm not giving them an A in the second half, but it's just like you're not using on Johnson enough. But I think because he went out with a little injury, so maybe I'll be a little lenient towards that. I said that's why I say like a B plus because one thing that really saved them in that draft, one, I didn't like the fact on the first drive in the second half they didn't come out and put points on the board. I had a real issue with that. I got you. I appreciate that. That's why I say I'm not gonna quit, man. I appreciate you for that in kind words. That really means a lot to me when people tell me they don't want me to go, man, because it kind of motivates me to keep doing this. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you. Salute to you. But yeah. So my grade for them is a B plus second half in offense because one thing I appreciated in a positive way, the drive that we got the 27 points in after the interception that tipped me off. But I was able to work through it. I had a feeling we would still make a stand defensively, which we did. Um, when Stafford, they was able to come out and sling that ball. You know what I'm saying? That's how we should have been trying to get downfield. That up-tempo offense, get them to spread them receivers out and start striking up the middle and start being aggressive. That's exactly what we wanted. The last time when we were trying to take shots up the middle like that, it was 5, 6 yard passes for barely any game, and it was ticking me off because we were supposed to be in a sense of urgency. Came out this time with a sense of urgency. You seen what happened. Marvin Jones gets a late touchdown where he just completely beats the safety and runs into the end zone, catch the ball. Lions 27. Yeah, AP looked good. AP gave you the type of game that you expected to have. You know what I'm saying? When the plays mattered, he made the plays when it mattered the most. I said, and they did. And to me, it felt like they didn't overuse him, despite him getting all the carries. They didn't overuse him. You know what I'm saying? They knew when to get him the ball, and they used him just right on the goal line. The second touchdown though was definitely all him. I ain't gonna say all him, but he definitely forced that one in, without a doubt, man. Adrian Peterson, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man, for real. I know he get a lot of flack for being a little bit old and the fact that he was getting overused, but that's not all his fault. You know what I'm saying? I love the energy he brings for the young guys too, man. I can really tell he's teaching them stuff, man, in that locker room. That's kind of why I wasn't mad about that signing. But yeah, man, that's what I want to see, a balanced game. You scored 2 touchdowns off the ground. Your quarterback was able to sling that boy 3 times in the end zone. That's what you want to see, man. It's exactly what you want to see. We pinned this whole Galladay excuse on us for a while, and I'm not saying not having Galladay out there having Galladay missing the game doesn't matter because he's obviously a matchup problem. So you love to have him no matter what the case is. But you got two tight ends and you still got two veteran receivers. One you just brought back. One just came out of nowhere from that you brought back. Now used to play with Marvin Jones. And then you just got Amendola back too as well. So we should be still able to put up 30 some points, man, if we do this right. Yeah, the obvious thing, man, is to keep Green Bay's offense on the bench. That's the game plan always when you facing Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. You always want to keep those hot offenses on the bench. That's the motto. But that comes with actually running the football. You have to run the football. If Kerryon's healthy, you need Kerryon Johnson, man. You need him to be healthy. That's why I think I want to believe in them and say they kept him out just to keep him preserved because that tweaking his knee so we can have him better for the even bigger game coming with Green Bay because we gonna need all the help we can offensively if we come out trying to beat them. And I mean, every time I look up, Aaron Jones is bursting away for 75 yards, man. I'm really getting sick of seeing it. Yeah, man, we need to take advantages of the weakness. Like I said, the idea is to keep their offense on the bench, man, because our corners are hurt. And when they was there, they ain't been playing that good. So you know what I'm saying? Like they tackle decent, but they overall this now it ain't been there, man. Nothing that's nothing against Okuda or Monty Warrior. It's just that as a whole unit, our DBs have been struggling. I'm hoping we can find some way to produce in that department because we really do need to, man. And that's why I say it's imperative. This is why you must run the football, man. And this is why you must, when you had the opportunity to take shots downfield, get your receivers, spread them out, man. Get them downfield, and they have to make plays. So yeah, Trufant's been terrible this year, but here's why I don't kill him as much as a lot of people have. Here's the reason why. And I'm not making no excuses for him, but here's the reason why. We knew he was injury prone when he got here. We knew that. And two, the other thing is, man, Well, his injuries, do y'all think, and this is a question, this is not something I feel like they should have did. This is more of a question. Do you think they should have tried to move him to safety at times, man, and something like that? Because I don't know, man. He paying him a decent amount of money and he keep getting hurt. I think he might be one of those players, and if not with us, but in the future, he may be one of those players that ends up, you know, might have to change his position, man, and play safety. Because if he keeps getting injured at the cornerback position, though, it's gonna shorten his career span a lot sooner than he was probably expecting. So I think for him, himself personally, if he can play the position at safety, he should try to see if he can. Even if that means he starts with us. But boy, I really do wish we could have kept a couple other people, man. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, added some more youth at the. I don't want to say youth, but I guess you could say youth at the cornerback position. Uh, Definitely, because we got a lot of box safeties, man. I need some DBs that can really, help in coverage right now. But like I said, they fought. They did what they could with what they had. They did what they could with what they had. I give them that much credit. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is without Danny Shelton, Deshaun Hand, and fellas like them, man. This is out. Remember that D line was help, and I want to start and get to some more shout outs, man. Like I said, I shout out Romeo Aquara. I shout out, my boy Matthew Stafford. I shouted out Adrian Peterson. But there is one particular person that deserves a shout out, and that is Kevin Strong. I didn't initially see who made that hit for David Montgomery, man. But when I looked at the film and I realized it was him, I said, "Oh my goodness!" And the trip about it is, he did all that on his own. When he wrapped him up, he pushed him all the way back. But the thing is that I noticed on that play is that if Romeo Crowder did not get knocked off on the ground, he would have down. It wouldn't have been no booth review because he would have wrapped him up from behind, and I believe Kevin Strong would have ended up pushing him further back anyway. So he wouldn't have got nowhere. He definitely wouldn't have got nowhere if Romeo Crowder didn't get knocked on the ground. They snuffed that one out too big, and man, when I realized that happened at first, and I seen first time, I was like, they gave it to him. Yeah, I want Kenny G back too, man. I want him to get paid. I really want him to get paid. I really want him to get paid, man. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I really want him to get paid. Oh, another shout out, by the way, y'all, to Matt Nelson, the converted D lineman to O lineman. If he don't get a shout out, oh, I'm tripping. This man was a undrafted rookie last year as a defensive player, converted to O lineman. He all season has just been coming out there as an extra lineman this year to help in blocking and stuff like that on run plays and putting up the heavy coverages for the run. This man came in. Yeah, man, Matt Nelson kept Khalil Mack from putting up barely any stats. This dude didn't get no sacks. He didn't get no tech. I mean, what? I said this dude kept him at back. Come on, bro. What? Either Khalil Mack is way overrated, which he probably is, or Matt Nelson could low key be a dog. Let's say Matt Nelson gets a couple more games to play. What if he plays really good? What the hell does that say about some of our offseason moves? Like, what the hell? You mean tell me we had this dude on the line and we didn't even need to sign nobody? Let's say if that happens, he goes off and plays good in the next couple games. What does that say, man? Like, we didn't even need to sign nobody then. Like, we had this dude. I really wish teams would evaluate like that, man. But if he comes and plays good, puts up some consistent games, I ain't gonna know what to say. I ain't gonna know what to say, man. But shout out to Matt Nelson, man. If anybody get a shout out for the open line, I gotta give it to Matt Nelson and Frank Radnow for making the King Hits look like a scrub, bro. I mean, I know King Hits stomach hurt right now, dog. He want to beat Frank Radnow's ass right now. I mean, he literally got manhandled and flung around like a rad dog. I'm like, bro, The thing about Frank Ragnow that trips me out is that he don't even seem like a tough guy. Even on the field, he don't even seem like a tough guy. But then when you realize he mossing people and throwing them around, it'd be a trip, man. Him and Crosby with that stuff, dog. Crosby, bit strong ass too. I swear, our linemen on attitude wise, low key deceptive as hell, bro. No, no fooling. Yeah, man. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to them. Our quarterback get his offensive coordinator as a head coach and already for one game already throws for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ain't that a duck? Everybody been wanting this man gone. Everybody been wanting him gone. They don't trust him no more. And then he go out there and do that. Man, it's exactly what we've been talking about. Exactly what we've been talking about, man. I'm from Detroit, man. From Detroit. So you from Lansing, huh? That's what's up. That's what's up. From Lansing. You know what I mean? Like, man, I would have went live yesterday, but man, I didn't have no time to. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? This game, seeing these players, man, I just want to see them continue to make adjustments. That's the thing I'm evaluating, though, man, is I want to see them make adjustments for every game. You know, how they adjust, because, like I said, no game gets easier. No game gets easier, man. Like, they have to go out there and make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh yeah, no problem. I appreciate you, man. It's just, ugh, it's. I had to let this game kind of marinate on me a little bit. I went and talked, like, what up, Joey? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, shout out to Joey, man. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Hey, if y'all can, man, spread the word on Twitter for me. Let everybody know I'm out here. Uh, right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Get some people in the chat. Some more y'all to join us, let this conversation go. You know what I'm saying? It's so much going on in Detroit, man. It's so much going on right now. I ain't gonna get too much into the Pistons. It's the Lions stream today. But Pistons coming. It gonna have a preseason soon and all that. So yeah, man. I hope so. I hope the Lions do beat the Packers, man. I kind of want them to win out now, man. And the thing is, if they were to win out, how ironic that's gonna be, right? It's 9-7. How ironic will that be? Like, come on, dog. 9-7. Real? Oh yeah, I was already explaining what I thought about the Lions win was impressive. The way the game started to the way the game started in the first half, I expected that. Like, I was not mad at all. You know what I'm saying? I gave them a fair grade that I felt they should have got because I expected like the Lions defense to start off getting shredded by this bum quarterback. And hey, what's up, Devin? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Appreciate you, Devin. Always appreciate you. But yeah, man, I expected the Lions to just come in and start off, getting shredded up. That's your Bumsky. And then, hey, what's up, Bravo? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, Bravo? Good to see you, man, as always. But yeah, I expected that to happen, man. And then second half, the Lions made adjustments. That was just the trip. I said they made adjustments, and to hear him say, "Hey, I want to bring pressure because if we can't do it coverage wise, we go make them beat us. We go really make him make decisions to beat us." And was Trubisky struggling in as a quarterback making decisions? Hey, handle your business, man. Devin, I appreciate you always supporting. Always rocking with your boy, man. Appreciate that. Handle your business, though. Go ahead. Oh man. And see, this is what I want, man. I want to come on these live streams and have this kind of energy, man. You know, it's fun talking about the Lions for a change. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the morale has increased with the fan base. You know, everybody glad that we won. And like I said, we saw the adjustments. We saw them come out in the second half and bring pressure, rushing five. It's what you wanted to see, man. That's what I wanted. Man. I'm like, good. Now let's see if they can continue it, though, man. That's what I was saying a minute ago. Let's see if they can continue it. You know, that's all I want to see. It's an evaluation. If Daryl Bevel, especially if other coaching candidates don't want the job that we was hoping we can get, if Daryl Bevel want to be the head coach, then I'll let him be it. But I just gotta see how he continues to progress. You know what I'm saying? Noam Dello. Uh, yeah, but that's all I want him to do, man. Hey, hey, only thing I made about that was I hope they don't try to call it back and say he fumbled the ball. That's the initial thing I thought. I'm like, oh, tell me he didn't fumble the ball in the end zone. But I seen it when I looked at it again. I said, oh no, that was a touchdown. I was afraid for a split second because you know they'll call anything on us, man, to keep us from beating teams like that. I was like, oh, please tell me he held on to the ball. That's exactly what low key I'm expecting because I feel like we'll get crushed by the Packers offense and then turn around and beat everybody else, including Derrick Henry and them. Like, oh, come on, bro. And if that was to happen, if we were to lose to the Packers and then turn around and beat the Titans and shut Derrick Henry out, I'm gonna beat the Lions' ass. How the hell? How you shut him down? Somebody I just expect us to run through us, but you just tread over to the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna be mad, which I won't be too mad though, because at least they'll be 500. Even if they one game below 500, I'll take that. Anything beats being 5-11 all goddamn time. Yeah. Also, what the Browns let them do? Let them run the ball as much as they could, but then the Browns did just kept scoring though, because the Browns was putting up some points on there. That's one thing the Browns did came in and did yesterday. They was aggressive attacking his zone. Who was the quick question? Who was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns? That's an important question. I want to know who's the head coach and where did he come from? Because I ain't been paying attention to him that much this year. Oh, Kevin Stefanski. Damn, I thought he would. Damn, Kevin Stefanski. Damn, straight up. What is up with the Stefanski family? Wait, who? Wait, this GM is Stefanski? No, I thought Kevin Stefanski was a former. I think that's the head coach because Kevin Stefanski, if I'm correct, he was like the offensive coordinator that got promoted up 2 years ago for Minnesota when they and then I guess he left after they fired Jeff Kitchens for Cleveland, and I guess he took over the team as a head coach. I thought that's what he was. I think he's. I think if you talk about Kevin Stefanski, that's Ed Stefanski's son, and he worked in football. I remember when we faced him in 2018. They said that he was the new. He had just been promoted as the offensive coordinator for Minnesota. And I think after last season, Ron Rivera, cool. I like Ron Rivera because one thing with Ron Rivera, you go get a good aggressive defensive front, and you will run the football. But Ron Rivera, uh, I always find him iffy. I get where he's coming from. I like him too, but I always find him a little bit iffy, man. I don't know. It's just me. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Kevin Stefanski is the coach. That's right. Damn, that was a good hire, man. That was a hell of a good hire for them because it's working out. And that's like that could be us though, low key with Bevel in the future. You never know. One thing y'all gotta understand about Daryl Bevel, why I'm willing to give him a chance more than Patricia. Here's why: his offensive playbook has been tested. Way, yeah, I know Ed Stefanski's son. I know. This is why I do like Bevel as a candidate because even as an offensive coordinator, his playbook has been tested and has won more games on his own. He was working under a defensive-minded coach in Pete Carroll. It wasn't like it was Pete Carroll's offense and he was there taking credit like how you say Patricia under Belichick. It was his playbook, and he helped develop Russell Wilson. He helped develop that young man and gave him the tools to win early in his career. That's what people got to remember about it. That's what people have to remember about Daryl Bevel. His playbook has been tested in the playoffs several situations, man. With sometimes with receivers that weren't that good, certain situations with running backs that exploded under his coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of you can argue that he's a better head coaching candidate than Patricia was. You can actually make an argument for that. And I know Bevel kind of tipped a lot of people off with the play calling, but if the play calling gets better with him being the interim head coach, what does that tell you? That maybe Patricia had a lot to do with that. And that's what I'm looking for in these next games. You can say what you want about this game, that they was just happy and they played hard on offense, but next game, if they go out there and put up a real good offensive performance some kind of way, and they do the right things right, that means it was literally Patricia that was the bad morale that was giving them Bammer on offense, man, and he was digging his hand. A lot of stuff we can expose based off how they go and progress from here on out. Yeah, I know. You forgot about that. They was talking about it in the news, Bravo, when they said he was the son of Ed Stefanski. Even Ed Stefanski was talking about it. But I say this much: I like people from the Stefanski family. They know what they're doing. I ain't like the whole Andre Drummond scenario, and I ain't trying to get that started. But other than that, I like the Stefanskis. I do like the Stefanskis, man. Hey, first of all, leave Okuda alone. Two, if you put me in corner, you gonna have the whole field open. That's how open the field gonna be. You gonna have players you never heard of being open downfield. Like I'm telling you, man, put me on somebody. The open go be open. Okay, don't don't you do that. You see how big I am? I'm gonna be running for like 2 minutes and be falling on the floor looking like Nate Robinson. Man, don't y'all start that. Who's my best defender for the Lions? That's a toss up. That's literally a toss up. A lot of people go say Romeo Aquara, but see, the problem is I can't take nothing away from Amani Owarie. See, thing about Amani Owarie is that he was a fifth round pick, a touted second round pick, but he was drafted in the fifth round, and he's playing like when you look at Darius Slay, it's a Darius Slay like 3 years before he was decent. And Amani is already playing at an insanely high level right now. As it barely you can argue say he only been playing for a year and a half now because he didn't even play his full rookie year. Remember, this is the same Amani Award we saw in the preseason in his rookie year get torched. Everybody, it's a must pick. Look at him. Like now, look at him, bro. Like that's the thing about it. Tracy Walker, I know. Look, I think a lot of players go bounce back eventually, man. That's the thing about it. They're still young. They got their careers ahead of them. I just think they need the right coach. That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as the most productive guys, it's obviously Romeo Quara and Amani Warrior. They've been two of the most productive guys on defense, as far as I guess you could say consistency goes. But see, my issue though with the Lions too, man, I need them to stop making dumb roster moves. Man, it's Marvin Jones. Arguably, Marvin Jones in certain situations when it comes to making a big clutch catches, In late game situations, I actually think Marvin Jones is better than Galladay on situations like that, man. When it comes down to late ends of games, you need somebody to make a clutch catch for you and it's downfield and somebody who will risk it all. Marvin Jones is usually that guy. That's nothing against Galladay. Galladay is really great because of his matchup ability, how he can separate people and get other people involved because people go match up on him. But even you see without Galladay, Marvin Jones be making some catches that be like, what? This is the same receiver that caught 4 touchdown passes in one game. Marvin Jones is arguably one of the top 5 most clutchest receivers in the game. And a lot of people don't even realize it, which kills me because people want to get rid of him and let him walk. I'm not a favor of doing that. I'm sorry. Bravo, why are you be coming up with some crazy stuff? I don't know what you be thinking of. If this was Theo Riddick you was talking about, then we'll be talking about it. But Kerryon Johnson is a running back. He's better fit as a running back, and he needs to be getting carries as a running back. What you talking about? Kerryon Johnson is a wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. I'm quite sure he can make some plays out the backfield. I haven't seen him do it. It's just that he's better fit as a running back. Better fit as a running back. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they do that. Man, I don't know why this team be faking runs with Adrian Peterson, then throwing it right to him. I don't know why they do that. To be honest with you, a few times we play him as a short receiver. I mean, every running back will get opportunities to catch passes out the backfield. If that's what you're saying. Every running back in the league just about go catch passes out the backfield. That's just bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just second nature. This is bound to happen, bro. Who the heck is this? Noma's J cousin. Okay, so who are you? Uh, wow. What is up, Noma's J's cousin? Yeah, okay. Uh, yeah. What is up? Jelani Tavai needs to just be used more in a might situation and get in. To me, Tavai is one of those players who just gotta get used properly. Jaquan, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, appreciate that, Bravo. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I see. Gotta be a joke. I mean, yeah. I don't know what made you do that. Make a profile picture of me. Okay. Okay, that's just threw the whole stream off a little bit. Okay. Hold on. All right, homie. Well, on that note, guess I'm just go ahead, like Bravo was saying, and end the stream. Uh, yeah, don't know who you are. Uh, making this joke. I don't think Carry On need to be no wide receiver, but yeah, yeah, that just threw my whole concentration off, man. I ain't gonna hold you up. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Uh, oh, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit. Like I said, I can't. Like I said, I'm gonna keep on being the annoying buzz man that I can be sometimes. It just gets hard sometimes, man, when people unsub you and stuff like that for this, and they disagree with you on some of the most obvious, on some of the most obvious, truthful things that they don't want to hear. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna be still making content. Uh, well, since we in here, how often do y'all want me to try to stream? Do y'all want me to do it once a week or try to make it twice a week or scenario like that? Like what y'all how y'all want me to do it? You know what I'm saying? This is y'all channel to come and have fun on. So I just want to see from y'all perspective what y'all would like. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like I do the stuff for y'all. Okay. All right, I'll work something out. And for those who do watch Above the Rim with DSA, please tune into their show this Saturday. If I'm correct, it comes on at either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, between 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm assuming it may be Detroit Drew's channel this week. So, but stay up to date with 313 JMO and Detroit Drew. Subscribe to the channels. To anybody who may listen to this live stream when the playback does happen, make sure y'all check in on this show this Saturday, man. You know, they go give you a lot of hot basketball topics. So keep in mind that I'm still with those guys as far as that, you know what I mean? And, you know, appreciate that. I won't, man. You know, like I said, I got to work and stuff like that. So uh, I'm going to do my best to keep myself unstressed. So thanks for your concern about that, man. I really do appreciate that. Been a big supporter for me, man. But yeah, make sure y'all check those out. Keep rocking with JMO and Drew and King and all those guys, man, for the videos that they bring out. Stay tuned. I'll be probably trying to go live again, depending on what I hear, and maybe do a preview to Green Bay. See what we can expect. We will be at home against them, so that's something hopefully. So we'll see what happens. But for that being said, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, including apparently my cousin. Uh, and that's how we go end this thing off. Peace and salute, and thank you so very much. Moments J is officially out the building for the night. Peace.